Good day, everyone. Today we are the reporters assigned to report today's class, and our topic would be in the learning process. The learning process have a learning objectives in which, at the end of the discussion, the students will be able to define the learning process, know the theories and stages of learning process, to know and identify their types of learning process, and also to know and implement cycle and steps in learning process in their learning. Learning process is a process the students use to acquire new knowledge and skills and ultimately influence their attitude, decisions, and action. Learning also may involve a change in attitude or behavior. Example of that is the children learn to identify objects at an early age. Teenagers may learn to improve study habits, and adults can learn to solve complex problems. This is the activities carried out by students to achieve educational objectives. They are carried out individually, although this takes place in a cultural or social context in which people combine their new knowledge with their previous cognitive structures. These steps followed into receiving, understanding, and recreating knowledge. Learning process as a process consists of several mental processes. It shows how students learn inside or outside of the classroom and school, also offline learning. So we students must learn whether in inside or outside of the classroom and school, and also in the offline learning setup. So it is a way for us students to acquire and develop knowledge, skills, and change our attitude and behavior. Learning theory. Learning theory may be described as a body of principles advocated by psychologists and educators to explain how people acquire skills, knowledge, and also attitude. Various branches of learning theory are used in formal training programs to improve and accelerate the learning process. Key concepts such as desired learning outcomes, objectives of the training, and depth training also apply. The first theory would be the behaviorism. Behaviorism is only concerned with observable stimulus response behaviors as they can be studied in systematic and observable manner. So, behaviorism is believed that animals, including humans, learn in about the same way. Behaviorism stresses the importance of having a particular form of behavior reinforced by someone other 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 than the student to shape or to control control what is learned. Innovation, learning, the instructor provides the reinforcement. So frequent positive reinforcements and rewards accelerate learning. This theory provides the instructor with ways to manipulate students with stimuli, induce the desired behavior or response, and reinforce the behavior with appropriate rewards. Second theory would be a cognitism. It's a learning that focuses on how information is received, organized, stored, and retrieved by the mind. Uses the mind as information processor like a computer. Therefore, cognitism looks beyond observable behavior, viewing learning as internal mental processes. In this view, learners are actively involved in the way they process information, knowledge, memory, thinking, and problem solving are areas for development. So, cognitism learning relies on both external factors like information or data and the internal thought process. Third third theory would be a constructivism, is the theory that says the learners construct knowledge rather than just passively take in information as people experiences the world and reflect upon those experiences. They build their own representation and incorporate new information into their pre-existing knowledge. So it is constructivism is the learner builds upon his or her previous experience and understanding to construct a new understanding. Fourth theory is humanism. Seek to engage the learner as a whole, where their intellect, feelings, social capacities, artistic, and practical skills are given attention in the learning process. The purpose of education is to learners to progress towards autonomy and the realization of one's full potential, referred to as self-actualization. Or humanism is a learner-centric approach in which the potential is the focus rather than the method of materials. So the fifth theory is connectivism. Informed by digital age, connectivism departs from constructivism by identifying and remediating gaps in knowledge. So um, connectivism is the theory that students learn best if they are taught to navigate and create um, social networks via technology and use these networks to learn. For example, joining a science forum that discusses mitosis and asking questions on the forum to learn from other members. Why are learning theories important? So, learning theories are important because they allow teachers to understand how their students learn through using different learning methods. Teachers can develop comprehensive learning strategies and help students find success education. Learning theories can shape all areas of learning, including the development of curriculums, informal education, or how people participate in self-learning. It is a part of the human condition to crave knowledge. Understanding how people learn is critical in optimizing the learning process. So, although the various types of theories in education are especially important for aspiring and active teachers, understanding some of them can help anyone learn about more themselves and maximize the learning potential. Let's move on Kolb's learning cycle theory model. So here are the Kolb learning cycle. So Kolb learning cycle, also known as experiential learning cycle, is a four-stage process that explains how you learn through experience. The model shows that for effective learning to occur, you must pass through your stages. The models use the word experiential to highlight the fact that we learn through our experiences. So, David Cole published his experiential learning cycle in 1984. So, rather than delivering a lecture-style form of training, Kolb's learning cycle involves active participation that guides learners through experiential learning theories. So, experiential learning is a four-stage continuous process that describes how people learn by doing. By understanding these cycles, you can create better training for both your team members, and yourself. And also yourself. So the model essentially says that To learn most effectively, you must follow 4 steps. So um, let's jump and look at each the 4 steps, and then we'll look at the 4 learning styles. So the first the first learning the first learning style is a concrete experience. So concrete experience means that it's not enough to watch someone else do it or read about it. You must do it yourself for learning to occur. This happen, for example, when you try a new task or perform an existing task in a new way. This steps aims to create concrete experience through actually doing. So second is the reflective observation. So the second stage involves reflective observation, which means taking a step back from the act of doing to look at the bigger picture and review what you have experienced. So tools to help you achieve reflective observation include giving your observations and being asking questions such as how could what you've just done be applied to different circumstances. So third is abstract conceptualization. In this stage, you make sense in what you have just experienced. To do this, you don't just look at what you just done. You also pull in other information, theories, and ideas you're already familiar with. Another way to think about this stage is see that you're fitting what you just learned into everything you already know so that it is makes sense together. So tools to help achieve abstract conceptualization and solidify your ideas include presenting your ideas, creating a model, or writing a paper. So fourth is the active experimentation. The final stage happened when you considered how you will put what you have learned into practice. So if you don't plan to use what you've just learned, then it's likely that you'll forget it quickly. So note that the moment we stop planning and start doing, we return step on uh, step one of Cobb's learning cycle again.